A lot of people are saying that the Tesla Cybertruck, the biggest problem is going to be it's so hard to insure because insurance has to consider all the parts from Tesla. They're going to be ridiculously expensive. However, we now know the approximate price to repair the Cybertruck. Tesla has released its cost to the insurers. So if your insurer is saying it's too expensive, well, here is the actual price to replace the fenders, the front, and the panels of your Cybertruck. However, there is one part of the Cybertruck which many people are saying will be crazy expensive to replace because it's a part that often cracks. In fact, my car, I recently had to replace this only just a few weeks ago, the front windscreen. But to replace the front windscreen on my vehicle, well, obviously the windscreen is relatively small in comparison to the Cybertruck's windscreen, which is the biggest windscreen on any car you can currently buy. Here's the price of the windscreen. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. I'm Sam Evans. You're watching the Electric Viking. You would think that the windscreen on the Cybertruck would be super expensive, but it's a bit less than I expected it to be. It's the single biggest piece of automotive glass used in the automotive industry for passenger vehicles, and it costs a total of $1,900 US. So $1,900 US. It is acoustic glass as well. However, there are some parts of the Cybertruck that seem extremely reasonable and some parts that seem expensive when it comes to the cost to replace them. One advantage here, guys, is that you won't have to pay for paint. That is, unless you get your vehicle painted or if you get it wrapped. So if you don't do that, I believe most people won't, then you'll be able to eliminate a significant amount of cost and time involved with fixing or repairing your Cybertruck if someone hits it or if you hit someone else. The front fenders of the Cybertruck cost only $550. Seems very reasonable to me. That's Tesla's cost to the insurance companies or to the car companies or the repairers, the body shops that will fix it. $550 for the front fenders. However, the front trunk fascia, the assembly, that costs $935. And the front trunk itself, which includes the electric arms, etc., that costs $1,910. The left assembly, the left fender, that costs $550, and the right one costs $550 as well. So far the prices seem, I think, pretty reasonable. Now, of course, when it comes to replacing these parts, there is some labor involved. It's not just a simple matter of paying for the cost of the component. You do have to cover the cost of actually the physical replacement of the part as well. One part of the Cybertruck is relatively expensive. I think all those parts we just discussed, I think the price seems very good. However, the front steering actuator, that costs $3,300. And that comes down to the reason for this. It's a brand new kind of automotive concept. This is the steer-by-wire system that has been really praised by reviewers. And it gives the Cybertruck the ability to obviously have a really small turning radius to feel like a much, much smaller car. One part of the Cybertruck that you will have to replace regularly yourself, or I mean, you can probably get your Tesla store to do it, is the massive wiper blade. There's only a single mono wiper on the Tesla Cybertruck. It does not have two wiper blades. It's just one huge wiper blade. It's huge because the piece of glass it has to clean or has to remove the rain from is a massive piece of glass. The wiper blade seems relatively reasonable in price though. It's $75 US. I don't know if that's the price that you'll pay, but considering that's a part that you'll have to buy at some point in time, expect to pay maybe $150 to replace the blade, the wiper blade for the Cybertruck. Now, one interesting factor that I just discovered is that the Cybertruck's cameras, in particular the front cameras, are actually heated. And that's one way that Tesla are able to actually get them to perform better. So sometimes those Cybertruck cameras can get, to be honest, cameras on the front of your car can get covered in mist or fog or all kinds of things. But apparently the heating, the internal heating enables that to kind of fall off the front of the camera to some degree anyway. We don't actually know what the price of those cameras would be, but I suspect it would be relatively high. So all in all, those are the prices we have so far for the parts to replace, change, remove on the Cybertruck. they seem very, very affordable. Now, of course, the Cybertruck is built using a Giga cast, the single biggest Giga cast in the world. It's a 9,000 ton casting machine that actually builds the Cybertruck in 2 pieces. If you were to need to replace that Giga casting section of the vehicle, it would probably be a write-off and the Cybertruck would probably have to be replaced entirely. But you can replace it. It is possible. Tesla will sell those Giga cast pieces. That said, on pretty much every vehicle that you buy, I mean, if you do damage the structure of the vehicle in that part of the car, they are written off. It doesn't really matter if it's a Cybertruck or anything else, a Ford F-150, etc. They'll be a write-off anyway. It doesn't make much difference. Overall, though, I think the prices here are pretty reasonable. So if your insurance company is trying to charge you an insane amount of money to insure a Cybertruck, show them this information from Tesla. Say, hey, here's the parts from Tesla. The price is actually not too bad. Windscreen, it is pricey, but I think that's probably pretty reasonable for the largest piece of automotive glass in the industry. Let me know your thoughts, guys, in the comments. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.